What's going on, boys and girls? Name is Gadako Richard, and we're back with another video. In today's video, I just have one thing to talk to you guys about super shortly. Just give me a couple minutes, and it's just a matter of you have to stop watching people's 0 to 100 story, 0 to 2 mil, 0 to 5 mil, 0 to 500 mil story. And there's just a couple reasons why. And I mean, there's a reason why if you look inside of the depths of self-improvement, or not even the depths of self-improvement content, but just self-improvement content as a whole, and business and mindset and all that kind of content, usually the videos with the most views is not that they're saying the most precious things. It's because it's catering to the masses. And if you look at all the people watching those videos, there's though if you like lay out the odds, those people aren't going to be the most successful individuals, right? They're the most high viewed videos because they grab the most amount of attention, and people's attention who's leveraged in such a manner are people who aren't really progressing in such ways. And I'm not saying watch the videos with low amounts of views and stuff like that, but there's obviously an indicator of value to the marketplace, and then an indicator of manipulation and attention grabbing and some sort of mental masturbation, brain rot in terms of self-improvement. And that's kind of what we're going to get into a little bit today. But the first thing I want to say is, one, again, do not stop watching people's 0 to 1 mil, 0 to 100, 0 to 500 million dollar stories. First reason being is because, bro, you're going to lose faith inside of your own journey. You're going to lose faith inside of your own path and whatever the hell you're trying to do and whatever you're trying to accomplish. Your 0 to 1 story. That's what you're going to lose faith in because if you're just constantly watching all these millionaires online and they're telling you about certain different business ideas and do TikTok shop, do this, do that, do that, do this, do that, it's going to really have you questioning the path that you're currently on right now. And it ties into my previous video about, staying ghost and making sure that, you're doing the right things that you're supposed to do as a human being in silence because you don't want any outside distractions. It's the exact same thing if you're consuming that kind of content. That kind of content is basically telling you, look, no matter what you're doing, no matter how hard you're trying right now as an individual on your self-improvement journey, because I know you are really trying as hard as you can, man. You're doing the right things to stay consistent. You're trying to stop scrolling. You're trying to stop all these addictions. And the videos that you're watching, those 0 to 100 stories and stuff like that, those people are telling you whatever you're doing right now is not working. They're not giving you any credit for the work that you're putting in. And one thing I've realized over these past 2 years, and I've fallen into kind of making this kind of content as well, but deprecating content doesn't work. Deprecating motivation doesn't work in a sense. It works for short term. If you see somebody telling you, you're wasting your time, it'll probably cause you to put down the phone for an instant, but it's not going to get rid of that neurological pathway that's causing you to compulsively scroll on Instagram or Snapchat or YouTube, etc. So there's a different process that you have to go through to understand that mechanism inside of your brain. What's really going on? Why are you actually scrolling? Why are you wasting your time? Why are you pissing all that kind of stuff away? But that's a topic for another video. You want to make sure you're not watching those 0 to 100 videos because you're going to start to lose faith inside of your own journey and what you're really doing as an individual, because that person that is broadcasting that 0 to 100 story to you is going to continuously tell you what you're doing is not wrong. And that ties into my next point of just imagine if Jeff Bezos watched one of those videos when he was building his business. I don't know if it was in like the early 1990s or whatever, but he saw the .com thing booming. And what if you watched a YouTube video that was titled "My 0 to $100 million story on a huge brick and mortar business"? And he said, brick and mortar is the way right now. It's the meta. You have to get a lease for a building. You have to put a sign on it. You have to do door-to-door marketing and hand out flyers. And that's the way you become a millionaire in 1993. You know what I'm saying? What if you watched a video like that? Then right now you wouldn't have the high-speed Amazon delivering packages to your door in less than 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have Amazon FBA, way to make money. People are making it up with Amazon FBA. You wouldn't have all their networks and cloud connections that they're using to actually help out different businesses grow and scale, etc., etc. So imagine if Jeff Bezos listened to somebody else's 100 and whatever million dollar story and changed his direction. And I may add here, you might be thinking, but like, what if I don't have direction? And I completely understand that. There is utility in watching videos like that. Those will help you out. But if you are somebody who kind of understands, all right, man, I'm going to be a fitness coach, I'm going to stick in sales, I'm going to start an agency, there's no reason to be watching somebody else's video on how they started a clothing brand or how they started a growth operating agency or some shit like that. It's only going to throw you off the path. It's only going to make you doubt what you're really doing right now. And that's the last thing you need when you're trying to become successful in that endeavor. And I've fallen into the trap of, going down different rabbit holes. Drop shipping, agencies, sales, I'm in sales now. That's what I'm sticking to. But drop shipping, agencies, starting a clothing brand, freaking going outside and starting a home service business, all those kind of things. But I found exactly where my strengths are. My strengths are in digital sales, appointment setting, and closing, and that's what's going to take me to the next level. But yeah, that's that. Imagine if Jeff Bezos watched one of those videos, bro. He wouldn't be on that path that he's on right now. And my third and final reason on why you need to stop watching 0 to 100 million to 1 million, you just got to stop watching 0 to stories, is because it's going to just create dissonance in the path that you're on right now. And I've tied into this in my first point, but dissonance is essentially a lack of harmony inside of your journey, inside of your path. The last thing you need as a man or a woman who's really trying to become successful is a lack of harmony. Constant different frequencies vibrating in between your ears, making you really, panic and think, what the fuck I'm doing. And if I can even relate this back to myself, just so you have something to kind of tie it back to in your own life, is when I was working at a dealership and I was in sales, I was not the best at sales in the first 3, 4, 5 months, even 6 months. I only started getting good like the last 2 months of those sales, because sales takes a while to learn. I started, looking about, okay, how do I make money online? I was going to get into this high ticket space. I was going to get into appointment setting. I was going to look into startups with one of my boys, start up an agency startup. And that was the reason why I wasn't becoming successful in sales. That's the reason it took me so long to get successful, was because there was just a lot of dissonance, cognitive dissonance, and there was a whole bunch of things in my mind that was buzzing around that was stopping me from becoming dialed on my path. You know what I'm saying? You need to dial in. You got to lock in on what journey you're going to choose, and you can't be having a whole bunch of outside circumstances. But again, I don't want to encourage you not to take opportunity, but I do want you to understand that Alex Hormozi said this perfectly, to not build half bridges. And that's the last thing you should be doing as well. So that kind of ties it up for today's video on why you shouldn't be watching and consuming people's 0 to stories. Because 1, it's going to cause you to lack faith in your own journey. 2, who knows? You could be the next Jeff Bezos right now. And if you're watching somebody else's videos and they're telling you to start different business models here, now you're not going to be building Amazon. And last but not least, it's going to be causing a whole bunch of dissonance and a lack of harmony in your mind and your journey, and a whole bunch of outside frequencies. So the point I want you to take away from this video, and the only thing that I encourage you to do, is start creating your own 0 to story. Document it if you want. Write it down if you want. But create your own. And stop trying to leech onto everybody else's 0 to story to see if you can find something out of it, because you're not. You're only going to find something out of creating your own 0 to 1 story. And yeah, that's about it. Love you guys. Start off tomorrow strong. Peace.